mummified baby, unwrapping it under less than scientifically optimal conditions, the one that stands out most is the memory of my first lucid dream. At 9 o'clock, I climbed into the bottom bunk and curled up in my sleeping bag, worn out from physical exertion and the monotony of digging. I set my alarm for 5 a.m. and drifted off almost immediately, my body too tired to let my mind wander down its usual anxiety-laden paths. And then the scene changed. It was a summer afternoon, not the Andean summer with its thin warmth and cloudy nights, but a real summer, the kind of heat so extravagant you jump in the water and dry off in the sun. I soaked up the warmth I'd been craving, treading water in some bucolic pool I'd never seen before. I don't particularly like swimming in real life. I don't like exercising in any form without the distraction of podcasts or Pandora. But this was different. Effortless and sensual, I had a heightened awareness of every part of my body. The physicality of the cool water and the bright air and a surreal forest enclosing the pool in magnificent foliage. I woke up euphoric. The memory had none of the haziness that usually clouds dreams, and the details remain perfectly crisp years later. But I wasn't just elated. The whole thing was also vaguely disturbing. I hadn't been in my sleeping bag in a dusty dormitory in Peru. I had been transported to some faraway place, and I preferred it there. My jaunt in the pool had shaken my sense of what was real, and I couldn't explain it without sounding crazy. All I knew was that I wanted to do it again. James and I spent the rest of the summer practicing LaBerge's tips. We recounted our previous night's dreams while we scratched the grime off ancient pots. We repeated LaBerge's mantra ad nauseum. Tonight, I will have a lucid dream. We made up mantras of our own. Tonight, I will fly to the moon. We learned to recognize the signs that we were dreaming, like finding ourselves flying or meeting dead people. Every couple of hours, we would do what LaBerge called a reality test, asking ourselves if we were awake or asleep, a trick that, once ingrained, LaBerge promised would trigger lucidity. The bar for what constitutes good conversation may be lower when you spend most of your time scraping the sand with a trowel, but even after I left Peru, even when I had more than 4 people to talk to, high-speed Wi-Fi, and whole libraries full of books, I couldn't stop thinking about dreams. They were so much fuller, so much more mysterious than I had ever imagined. I began keeping a dream diary, carefully logging whatever I could remember of my dreams in a spiral-bound leather notebook each morning. I had read that it was important to record something every day, no matter how fragmented or boring. The results were almost immediate. Within weeks, the entries in my journal went from a dutiful no recollection, or brief, tentative snippets, I am watching the Nutcracker, there is a spider, to 2 or 3 long, convoluted narratives almost every night. My new nightlife was every bit as active and at least as entertaining as my waking hours, and I was stunned. I understood that I had been having dreams like this all my life, but I had been promptly forgetting them, letting them fade away as though they had never happened. What adventures had I gone on and then forgotten? What opportunities to gain new insight or just to take a break from reality had I missed? Most new skills, especially those that promise to change how you experience the world, are difficult to learn. Mastering a new language takes years of concentrated study. Meditating requires patience and frequent, sometimes frustrating practice. Gains are incremental, often imperceptible. But improving your dream life can be as simple as increasing the time you devote to thinking about dreams from none at all to a minute or 2 each day, sparing a pre-bed thought for your